Hello everyone on YouTube. I know it's been a while. It feels like we had trouble and didn't talk for a while, but then we saw each other on a funeral and didn't really have much of a choice but to talk to each other. Because you can only walk past somebody so many times before you gotta be in John Law and act like it was all an accident. And then you gotta make off like you can't even remember what you had trouble over in the first place because it was so long ago, knowing damn well that you still remember and you're still Zevo over it this whole time. We've all been there, am I right? And now for your feature presentation, the 6 degrees of cousin keeping. I should note that these degrees are color-coded, like the United States threat levels, Skittles, and karate belts, with the most threatening colors being towards the top of the list. We're going to break down the list in ascending order, starting with the least threatening and working our way to the danger zone. Firstly, we have our 6th degree, aka the 6th cousin, and we're going to associate them with the color gray. Why gray? Because from all the colors, gray is the most neutral. The same can be said about your 6th cousin when it comes to keeping. You can choose to keep them, you can choose not to keep them. It's entirely up to you. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to so much as bat an eyelash if you fuck a 6th cousin. Now moving on to our 5th degree, i.e. our 5th cousin. Now we're going to choose to associate this level with the color green. So what are some things that are green? Yedma, money, glow sticks, 4-leaf clovers, green eggs and ham, the Grinch. So what do all these things have in common? They're fucking awesome. Let's do a bit of visualization. Okay, you're sitting at a red light. The light turns green. What do? You go. Now let's do a Mad Lib. Finish the sentence. She wants you more, you better go. You go. Green means all systems go. Hello Houston, we don't have a problem until their mother starts a problem. We're now on our 4th degree, meaning we're talking about 4th cousins. Our color for this level is yellow, meaning proceed with caution. This is officially the closest you can date within the family without being called a dead dog. And even then, I'll probably still call you a dead dog. This is a shitty place to be because your parents definitely keep their parents, which means that his or her parents definitely keep you, which in turn makes you look like an asshole for not keeping their kid. But with all that being said, this is still a better place to be than in our next degree, the 3rd degree. It sounds bad just hearing the name of it. 3rd degree burns come to mind, and when people are losing an argument and start saying stop giving me the 3rd degree. We're gonna associate this level with Freddy Krueger's skin color because I make the rules and I also couldn't think of a better color. And also because it's that fucking bad. Essentially, this means that one of your grandparents and one of their grandparents are siblings, like brother and sister, meaning that your parents and their parents were raised like siblings, meaning you should know better. Let me offer you a visualization. In one of my personal favorite movies, Jurassic Park, there's a scene with perhaps one of the greatest actors we will ever know, Jeff Goldblum. Now in this scene, a hungry T-Rex is about to eat those annoying ass kids. Jeff Goldblum's not having that at all. He grabs a flare light and starts throwing digs at that T-Rex to get its attention. The dinosaur's like, soda, and it starts chasing Goldblum, which results in Goldblum's legs getting broken, which then results in Jeff Goldblum now having a case against John Hammond, the owner of Jurassic Park, who spares no expense. Cha-ching! The moral of that story is that Goldblum should have known better than to start trouble with the T-Rex, especially because he was the one preaching earlier that anything that can happen will happen, and he wound up getting crippled. But in the end, it's John Hammond who should have known better. He shouldn't have played the Delotto and brought back dinosaurs from extinction, because now everybody got a case on him, hashtag Disney money. The 2nd level is the orange level. Orange is the new black. Goth kids wear black, ninjas wear black, black people are black, and now orange is just as threatening as the groups I've just listed. I want you to think back to that first episode of The Walking Dead, when Rick wakes up in the hospital and sees that sign that says "Don't open, dead inside," and then the next thing that he knows is all these arms start coming out at him. This level is exactly like that. The moral of this story is don't date your second cousin because the people will talk. Gypsies don't have a she's too young for you, bro. But thanks to myself, they do have a the family's too close dealing up, which is what is happening here. Gypsies are a lot like the cast in Mean Girls. Case in point, there's a scene in this movie where the main group of girls have trouble, which results in one of them publishing all the digs, all the news, and all the throwing letters that all the girls have written about everyone. Then, once everything's made public via MyFace, there's full-blown riots. And finally, we have level 1, the first cousin level. We're going to associate this level with the color red, the same color as Hot Cheetos, the devil, roses, and Clifford the big red dog. Now, it's an unwritten rule in Gypsyism that you don't date this close into the family. It's like all the other cousins was legal. The second cousin, the third cousin, the fourth cousin, the fifth cousin, that was all legal. But once you has made it here to this level, it's illegal. It's like in the Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf says you shall not pass. But if you've made it past the Fellowship of the Ring and into a relationship with your first cousin, congratulations! You've reached Godfather 3 status. That means that when it comes to the infinite possibilities that is your offspring's genetic code, you've selected default, which means that if you've got brown eyes and they've got brown eyes, that your kids are definitely gonna have brown eyes. When it comes to dating, this level is to be treated like sending your kids by someone knowing that your kids have Juva. It's to be avoided at all costs. That's because while gypsies love posting only God can judge me quotes, when the shoe's on the other foot, all bets are off. Gypsy tip number 1. You don't need to give gypsies any more ammunition against your family for their throwing letters than they already have. Gypsies may not know their own people's origin story or how to spell, but they can list every bad thing that your family's ever done in a matter of an hour, which is the average time it takes to write a throwing letter when you don't use spell check. Now, to give you a visualization of this threat level, I'll turn to Jurassic World. In the third act of this movie, Ron Howard's daughter, Huayt Booyeh, releases the T-Rex from its paddock. The T-Rex then proceeds to hunt her down like the FBI hunted us down for insurance fraud and regular fraud, which resulted in the third major migration in gypsy history. Now Ron Howard's daughter, aka Bay, manages to run from this prehistoric dog the bounty hunter, all while wearing high heels, which these lion-ass hoes tell me is nearly impossible. But what you probably don't know is that she's got one dinosaur chasing her and she's running towards another dinosaur. So she's fucked no matter what. And why is she fucked? Because she ignored all the signs. 1. She chose to work on an island full of dinosaurs, meaning she showed up to whatever gypsy function was going on. Number 2, she continued to work there knowing that they created a new species of dinosaur with more teeth, meaning that she didn't leave immediately after the first gypsy woman opened her mouth. Number 3, when the dinosaur escapes, she leaves the building. This means she made the mistake of going to smoke a cigarette outside while that other gypsy woman was out there. Number 4, she forgot to bring a pair of comfortable shoes to change into. All gypsy girls know to bring a second pair of shoes in their purse for when they're done taking pictures. Okay, now for anyone considering going over to the dark side, which is levels 1 through 3, I've created a cheat code. Yes, that's right. I've found a loophole in the system. It's way easier to find loopholes than you think it is when you're the one who's creating them. I know levels 3 through 1 sound judgmental, and that's because they are. I've chosen to use the universally accepted method of keeping for this video, but I've got your back. Just remember that someday I may call on you to do me a favor. Anyways, I call this the doppelganger loophole. You see, I've noticed that there are a lot of gypsy girls that look alike. Partly because they're family for one another, and partly because they do their hair and makeup the same exact fucking way. Mainly the second reason. Even though they follow no less than 10 makeup artists on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. So in theory, by creating the doppelganger loophole, I've not only restored balance to the Force, but I've also beaten the Matrix. that means that I'm the chosen one, like Daniel-san in The Karate Kid, or dare I say Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars.